cricket chart. Well, it's Royal Challengers Bangalore and Kolkata Knight Riders on Monday. What a game we're going to have on Monday. Both these teams are coming off victories in the previous games, and it's going to be one interesting contest. Head-to-head record, KKR have won 14 games to RCB's 10. So KKR holds the advantage. So how does the teams look? Well, let's start with Royal Challengers Bangalore. Well, Royal Challengers Bangalore, the openers Devdutt Padikkal and Aaron Finch. Well, Aaron Finch is having an up and down tournament so far. He would want to get into the runs, and Devdutt Padikkal, the youngster, is playing brilliantly. So again, they might go with Aaron Finch and Devdutt Padikkal, the openers, and then the captain at 3. Well, Virat Kohli struggled initially in the tournament, and the super over against Mumbai Indians when he faced Bumrah and it just flicked him for a single to win the game for RCB, I think changed his mindset. He's got the confidence back, the flick shots are back, the cover drives are back, and Kohli have truly arrived. So Virat Kohli is going through a good patch. So Kohli, and then there's De Villiers. Well, De Villiers got out for a tuck in the previous game against Chennai, but you just can't write off AB De Villiers. So AB De Villiers, and then there's Washington Sundar. Well, Washington Sundar might not give you runs with the bat, but he is definitely an asset with the ball. So I don't see RCB leaving out Washington Sundar. And then the Shivam Dube. Well, I think they are looking at Shivam Dube as a finisher. He's consistently striking at about 120. In the previous game too, his strike rate was 150 odd. So Shivam Dube is a finisher for RCB. And then there's Gurkeerat Singh Mann and Chris Morris. When Virat Kohli said at the toss in the previous game, he wanted to go with Gurkeerat and Chris Morris right from game 1. But then Chris Morris was injured. And he came back, he's fit, he's fine, and he's picked up 3 huge wickets for RCB in the previous match against CSK. And then the bowlers, Isuru Udana, Navdeep Saini and Yuzvendra Chahal, 3 quality fast bowlers. So I see no changes to this RCB squad. You know, they don't want to tinker with the winning combination. So it's a good side, RCB. And I see no changes to the squad. And then there's Kolkata Knight Riders. Well, they've gone with Sunil Narine alongside Shubman Gill at the top. And then Narine consistently failed with the bat. And then they brought in Rahul Tripathi. And what a start he got. He got an 80 odd in the first game he played as opener. He had a low score in the previous game, remember? But he's a good player at the top. He can cash in on the power play. And then there's Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill has got a nice half century in the previous game, so expect him to score runs. And then there's Nitish Rana. We haven't seen a huge score from Nitish Rana yet, but he's a good player with a lot of talent. And then there's Ian Morgan at number 4. Well, we have seen Dinesh Karthik at number 4 for some games. He got in ahead of Andre Russell and Ian Morgan and faced criticism. So Ian Morgan at 4 suits well for Kolkata Knight Riders. He's a top class player, Morgan. And then there's Dinesh Karthik. Dinesh Karthik was in poor form, but the previous game he struck a 5.5 century. So he's back to runs, Dinesh Karthik. And then there's Andre Russell. Well, Andre Russell had just 55 runs in the tournament at an average of 11, but he's a big factor, Andre Russell. A big innings is around the corner, maybe on Monday. And then they have Pat Cummins. Well, Pat Cummins is a star bowler. I don't see him going out. And then there's Kamlesh Nagarkoti, Varun Chakravarti. Two young super talented bowlers for KKR. And then there's Sunil Narine. Well, Sunil Narine was out of form with both bat and ball initially in the tournament. But in the previous game, in which he came in at 4 and scored runs, came in at a pinch hitter and scored some runs, I think that would give him a lot of confidence. So Sunil Narine is picking up wickets, which is a good sign for Kolkata Knight Riders. So I see no changes to this Kolkata Knight Riders squad as well. Again, it's a winning combination and you don't want to change the winning combination. Head to head, like I said, KKR holds the edge. The game will be played at Sharjah. Remember, Sharjah is producing runs, but the previous game between Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals produced scores of 184 and 138, which means the bowlers too have a chance. It's a very hard ground to defend, remember, but still the previous game will give hope for the bowlers to defend this. Expect runs and expect wickets as well. It's a small ground, remember, Sharjah. It's going to be an even contest between these two teams.